Why industry support of DVD?
Just slide it there like that. Look at the line on the game. I mean, because they killed
Companies are leaders in personal computers, consumer electronics.
We're not trying to go after the professional market. There is plenty of software for them out there. We're trying to go after.
Here we have from ArcSoft the fabulous French friend of mine, Stéphane Coté. Go, give him a hand.
All right. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Thank you very much. So ArcSoft is very happy to
You see, rendering, I did it, put it there, it happened, I can see it, like it, right away. Because I that line for wait,
You get the double going. You got French here.
We appreciate the time you've taken today to attend this session on DVD+RW. Sorry. Starting off bad. We're very excited about the Plus format's rising popularity in the marketplace and hope the information we share today sparks excitement with you as well. I'm Maureen Weber, General Manager, Optical Storage Solutions Business Unit for HP, and Worldwide Chair of the DVD+RW Product Promotions Group. In just a few minutes, we will hear from Wolfgang Schlichting, Research Manager, Removable Storage at IDC. Wolfgang, a respected industry analyst who has been following the DVD format for quite a while, will talk about market trends and opportunity for DVD+R and +RW devices. Jim McDonnell, Vice President of Marketing and Sales for HP's Personal Systems Group, will also speak and address the advantages of DVD+R, +RW, how it better meets customer needs, and speak on HP's commitment to a single format to achieve cost savings for consumers. Following Jim's presentation, we will have a brief Q&A session. Representatives from Alliance member companies are here to take questions you may have. We also invite both analysts and members of the press to visit the DVD+RW Alliance booth, number 8141, if you'd like to continue discussions on today's topics. Let me start by saying that the Plus format is hot. The DVD+R, +RW format has gained excellent momentum and is now the market leader in drive shipped. And with demand outstripping supply, the numbers are only getting better. As you can see, independent research shows the momentum of the Plus format, and while these numbers are favorable, they still reflect when compact shipped only minus drives. The next version of these numbers should show the incredible market momentum the Plus format is experiencing with compact's 100% commitment switch to the Plus only format. In fact, because of this momentum and the demand for Plus drives, NEC has decided to delay producing a multi-format drive and stay now with the plus-only format for the near future. Also, CE recorders, the format shares are approaching 50%, as you can see in the graph. The DVD+RW format, a true convergence between personal computing and consumer electronics products, is making it possible for consumers to easily record video, edit, add, or delete content directly to or from the same disk using a PC, and play it on the highest number of standard DVD players. In fact, Philips recently announced plans to launch its reference design for consumer electronics recorders, which will accelerate high-volume, low-cost manufacturers into this hot category. Independent software vendors are adding support for DVD+RW video recording, or the +VR format, in their software, paving the way for being able to instantly record video on a disk, edit, add, delete on a disk, or customize on their PC without the need to copy the entire contents to a hard disk and rewrite another full disk. All of these benefits enable true convergence between the PCs and CE devices. Performance and speeds are up, and prices are down. In fact, 4X write devices on DVD+R are already available and are being shown by Alliance companies here at COMDEX. 4X write speeds will allow consumers to create 4.7 gigabyte DVDs containing home videos, photo albums, and PC data in less than 15 minutes. In January 2003, version 1.0 of the specification for 4X write speeds on DVD+RW media will be finalized. Already, Ricoh has announced products in fourth quarter with 4X write speeds on both DVD+R and DVD+RW. And Sony has announced an upgrade is available for DVD+R to 4X. With the DVD Plus writers increasing popularity, we fully expect to see high demand for these products, especially during the holiday buying season. Also, Philips recently announced a new chipset and reference design, which will allow for 8X+R and 4X+RW performance. Widely available and competitively priced, the latest features of DVD+RW writers make them easy to use, even for non-geeks. The +RW format equals ease of use. To be more specific, the ease of use includes direct editing on disk, instant use, no formatting time required, the shortest finalization time on +R, drag and drop capabilities enabled with Mount Rainier, and one disk for video and data, and you don't need to worry about different modes and different compatibility settings. Plus is the most compatible format, according to IntelliKey Labs testing, September 2002. Their findings indicate +R media has 90% compatibility, compared with -R, which has only 77% compatibility with the installed base of DVD video players. Another major milestone for the +RW format, which is worth mentioning, is the widespread availability of media, both +R and +RW. This slide gives you a listing of the media manufacturers, and +R media is competitively priced to that of -R media. Again, I'd like to invite you to come to booth 8141 to view all the great products and speak with the Alliance members. There are 29 companies present in the booth, and it's been
Ladies and
really
gentlemen,
busy.
please join Brian Hulla, Chairman and CEO of National Semiconductor, for a keynote presentation in Hall C5 beginning at 3 p.m.
DVD+RW. Think positive, not negative. Now, I would like to introduce
Thank you very much, Maureen, for the introduction. And thank you for staying and not going to the keynote right now. I cover the CD and DVD space for IDC, which is an independent market research company. I've been following it for a number of years, and it's really very good to see here at COMDEX how much progress the industry has been making. I wanted to share with you some market trends on the DVD recordable market, and I want to walk you through quickly through my agenda. We'll start off with hopefully finding some answers on why do end users want DVD recording. I will walk you through some key results from a recent end user survey IDC did, and we'll look at IDC's forecast for DVD burners. Then in the second part, we'll look quickly at the popularity of the DVD+RW format. We'll look in particular on the track record of the companies who also brought CD+RW into the mainstream, and we'll look at the PC OEM adoption. Let's start off with IDC's end user survey. To help you better understand what we did, here's our methodology. We interviewed in the US 1,000 US households at random, and we asked the 200 who, actually more than 200 who had a CD burner or a DVD burner already installed, about their expectations for DVD recording. And one of the key questions, of course, is timing for the purchase. We found that even though the percentages are not that large, the potential customer base is quite significant. We found that about 3% of the respondents indicated they would purchase within the next 3 months. That really relates to about 1.5 million individuals. If you go out to 6 months, this increases to 8%. And over the next year, we found about 50% or 7 million interested in purchasing a DVD recordable device. We also found that the major reason for not purchasing in the next years are related to the price of the device as well as applications. So there's still some tasks out there for the hardware as well as software vendors to increase the cost and the appeal to the end user, but already there's quite a significant base who is interested in the product as they are. The key applications are really related to video. We found it over and over again that end users, when we asked them about the DVD recording, they very much relate to video. 75% mentioned it explicitly. If you look in more detail, we found that the largest portion, 24%, is interested in home video, primarily camcorder footage, followed by television recording. Also, there are significant numbers of people interested in VHS conversion. The internet is followed as an application. Clearly, broadband is necessary to take advantage of video content. But what is more intriguing is the response that copying commercial DVDs is only application number 5, is about 9% of the respondents. So end users do not expect to go out and buy a DVD recordable device and simply copy a commercial DVD as easy as they do a commercial CD at the moment. It's also, I think, noteworthy that even so people have the CD recorder and use it quite extensively for data recording when asked about DVD recording. Data is not really on the radar screen, so it is again focused on video applications for the average consumer. Let's look at the importance of playback compatibility. When we ask those end users about how important it is that you can play your DVD, you just record it on a DVD player and this DVD-ROM drive, 57% mentioned it was important, including 43% mentioning it was very important. Yes, you can see here in blue, there was also about 16% who don't feel it being very important, but we found that this is to the largest extent people who don't have a PC who do all their DVD recording in the living room. So now I want to move on to IDC's forecast. We see that the DVD burner market is a high growth market. It's clearly driven by the home PC, which is adopting the technology much earlier than other segments, and here it will benefit from the gradual recovery after the weak year 2001-2002 is growth, and we forecast that to accelerate going forward. And it's really important for PC manufacturers to differentiate, particularly high-end and moving to the midstream, their consumer offering. End users need a new reason to go out and purchase a new PC. You can see from our forecast here in blue, the PC-attached DVD burners we forecast to almost 50 million units in the year 2006, and we also project an additional 40 million CE-type units, adding up to almost 90 million DVD recorders in 5 years. Let's look now at the question about what drives the popularity of the +RW format. I think one important takeaway is the track record of those companies who brought CD+RW into the mainstream. If you look at this chart here, I want to show you the early years of CD+RW adoption. In 1996, actually it first started with 95, we set some small volumes of CDR and PD. In 1996, when CD+RW was announced, it was quite unclear about if it would move to the mainstream. There were competing formats, but if you go out to the next few years, you see here how the momentum is building behind the CD+RW and very quickly becoming the de facto standard for the choice of recordable CD technology. And now the +RW Alliance is working to repeat that accomplishment, because it's for the most part exactly the same companies who are promoting the DVD+RW format. Here on this slide, actually sub-slide, I want to show you already how much growth we saw from the second half of last year to the first half of this year. So the +RW drives are quite on an aggressive ramp. Now let's look at the power of PC OEMs to set the standard. We believe, yes, there are aftermarket opportunities, but unlike CD, where PC OEMs were usually hesitant in adopting the technology, we really see a broad and quick adoption of the technology with PC OEMs, and we believe there will be a key to ramping the volumes and helping to set standard. And as you can see here from my chart, which shows the home PC market share in the second quarter of this year, the top two PC manufacturers, HP, which also of course includes COMDEX in this chart, and Dell are the market leader and members of this alliance. You also see Sony with a question mark behind it. Sony is a member, but so far has not announced the adoption in the VAIO line, but I expect it is probably fair bet to see also +RW compatibility in the VAIO PCs soon. NEC is not part of the alliance. they have OEM agreements with other vendors, but you don't see too many of the recordable DVD attached PC out in the market. And the fifth company I have up here, Fujitsu Siemens, is quite a very significant player in Europe, also shipping the +RW drive. So let's look at the momentum for the Alliance. Clearly, the DVD+RW Alliance has gained major industry support. We saw just a few slides ago. It is the same group of companies who brought CDRW, which is a mainstream. Almost all of the five PC vendors, as well as leading media with software companies, as well as companies in the consumer electronics space. And clearly, the key appeal for the +RW format is the Alliance's focus on compatibility and convergence. So, with that, I want to get to my conclusions. The DVD recorder market will grow to almost 90 million units in 2006, including 50 million DVD burners, which are PC attached. The DVD burner will be a key attribute in high-end consumer PCs and quickly move into the mid-range. Clearly, there's a lot of price elasticity in the market if drive manufacturers are able to manufacture with lower cost. There is a tremendous market potential still in the PC space. Video will be the key application for growth in this market, in particular home video and television recording, apart from our primary research. And the DVD+RW Alliance is in good position to capture a large portion of this opportunity if the members continue to execute on product availability, in particular also on cost reductions.
Thank you, Maureen. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here. So I am here representing HP's PC business. You saw Wolfgang's slide with the bar chart over there on the left side. That is the business that I represent. And so I'm here representing us as a consumer of this technology. One of the reasons why we have really chosen as the manufacturer here, chosen the Plus technology is because of two big reasons. One is about reliability, and the other is about usability for consumers. The consumers are our customers. It's very important that we continue to deliver to them really great products. The way we do that is with the +RW technology. As you can see on the slide here, from a reliability or compatibility standpoint, it's far more compatible, as well as from a usability standpoint, from the standpoint of the fact that, of course, Microsoft is going to add extensions to their operating systems to make using it much more straightforward, direct editing, as well as instant on, no formatting, etc., which makes it a much better and easier user experience. So again, the reason I'm here is to represent our business, and it's the consumers we're representing. Again, it's the compatibility, reliability issue, as well as the usability. If you compare that to multi-format drives, our view of multi-format drives is it goes against what I just laid out as far as the user premise. One is it adds complexity and confusion. I mean, we don't need to add any more complexity and confusion than the current version of the PC business. We do enough of that for our users. So by picking one and picking the best, when you absolutely pick the best, it eliminates that. The second thing is multi-formats drives end up adding complexity and cost, and complexity and cost, of course, hurts reliability and compatibility, as well as adds cost to the user that they don't need to have in their products. So, as you can tell, we're very committed to this format. We have switched all of our products, as Maureen had said earlier. The pre-merger larger compact products have all switched over to the Plus format. We are committed to it for all of our consumer and all of our products, consumer and commercial products, for the future. Number one. Number two is from as I've said, is sort of the summary here, from a consumer standpoint, this is the most compatible product we have in the industry, and so why should we use that for the consumers? We want to have the consumers have the best experience. And then lastly, the cost thing, which I touched on before, to really make sure we drive the lowest cost out, to Wolfgang's point, to bring down the cost curve, to operate down the cost curve, will bring that 90 million unit forecast true, which we're quite looking forward to doing, as well as then giving the customers usage and good experience from that standpoint. So in summary, as you can tell, we're very committed to this format. All of our machines have it, and will continue to have it going forward. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Maureen.
Get started. First, I thought I'd start by introducing myself. I'm Maureen Weber, and I'm a general manager for the Optical Storage Solutions business within Hewlett-Packard. And I'm also the worldwide chair for the DVD+RW Alliance DPPG group, which is the product promotions group. So my topic today is discussing why Hewlett-Packard believes +RW is the superior format for the HP products. And I thought I'd start by first talking about the companies that have developed the DVD+RW format. These are the same companies that developed the CDRW format, so they have the experience and success of that format under their belt. Specifically, they have experience in compatibility and convergence, convenience, so user convenience, and driving for competitive performance as well as competitive pricing. So HP's done quite a bit of consumer research around rewritable DVDs, and our consumers have been unanimous in discussing their requirements for a rewritable DVD format. The benefits of the +RW format actually tie very nicely to what our customer requirements have been via research. Specifically, customers have told us compatibility, ease of use, reliability, and support of the top-tier PC manufacturers are critical from their standpoint. And I'll be talking about each of these points later in the presentation. So these benefits help HP meet our customer requirements. So the other thing about rewritable DVDs is the time is right. Currently, this is the time. Convergence is happening now. Consumers want to be able to create DVDs that they can create in their PC or home office and play back on a wide range of players or ROM drives. In the past, or historically, storage requirements, the need for higher storage requirements has been driven by killer applications. So in the past, data drove the need for higher capacity storage, then it became music, then photos, and now it's video. So HP sees video as the next killer app, as most of the market does. And we see the DVD+RW media as a perfect solution for all four of these killer apps. So for video to become mainstream consumer play, consumers need faster PCs. They need video software that's easy to use, and they need affordable, shareable, and widely available media. such as DVD+R and +RW. And we believe at HP and in the Alliance that having the support of top-tier PC manufacturers is critical to make the mainstream video market ignite. So I mentioned earlier that we had 4 kind of requirements, customer requirements, that our customer research pointed to. The first is clearly compatibility. So customers want to make sure that the DVD that they burn, either data or video, is played back in the vast majority of devices. And according to an IntelliKey press release that was released back in September of this year, +R and +RW are clearly superior in both of these ranges. So +R is 90% compatible in DVD players in the installed base, and +R is 94% compatible in the wide range of DVD-ROM drives. This is critical to HP because when we have shipped a huge amount of DVD-ROM drives in past devices, it's important that all of our solutions hang together. Additionally, the second customer requirement was ease of use. And we feel that DVD+RW excels in the ease of use features as well. So specifically, direct editing on disk. In other formats, it's required that if you want to edit, you need to clear off 5 gigabytes of storage on your hard drive, copy your video to that hard drive, do your editing, and then reburn your entire disk. With DVD+RW, you can do all that directly on the disk and bypass the need to clear off storage space, which we think is key. Also, DVD+R and +RW pieces of media require no formatting, and that's another convenience that we feel is necessary for our consumer base. DVD+RW has no finalization step, no finalization time, where DVD+R has a finalization time of less than a minute on average. DVD+RW also offers drag and drop functionality with Maureen support. And finally, there's truly one disk and no need to do compatibility modes. As an end consumer, you don't have to decide before you burn a disk how you're going to use that disk. We think that's critical as well. So our disk is available for both data and video, and you don't have to decide how you're going to use it. The third customer requirement was around reliability. So customers want to know that their video, their precious memories, and their data is secure, it's safe, and it can be played back. And we feel that +RW excels in this range as well by offering defect management, Maureen functionality, and Microsoft has endorsed +RW to be included in their next major OS release, which is Longhorn, due out in 2004. So the fourth requirement that our customers told us is that it was important that major PC manufacturers supported the DVD rewritable solution so that they felt some level of insurance with the solution they were picking. And as you can see, HP and pre-merger COMDEX are now 100% supporting +RW only. Dell has come out with their statement that they're staying firmly planted with +RW. And Fujitsu Siemens is supporting only +RW in their PC base. It's not clear yet on Sony and NEC which direction do we go? And that's why the question marks are there. Whether it's a multi-format drive or whether it's a solely plus solution. So all that being said, I thought I'd show some of the format share numbers that we've experienced over the past few quarters. So on the computer drive side, and I should mention that this source is Santa Clara Consulting Group, and this is just for the first 2 quarters of the year. And so you can see that when we first introduced +RW products, we were at about a 10% market share for computer drives, growing quickly to a 28% market share. And this does not include the compact volume that was switched over to +RW only starting early September. So we fully expect the next Santa Clara Consulting Group format share numbers to be closer to 50% share in the computer drive area by 3rd quarter. And then we have an equally successful story on the CE recorder side. In the first quarter that we shipped, we started shipping and it was about 7% market share for CE recorders, growing quickly to 31% market share in the first 2 quarters of the year. And if you exclude the Japanese market, the format share for CE recorders in the US and in Europe is actually closer to 80% market share for CE recorders, which is pretty phenomenal. So just to recap, we see the key success factors of a recordable DVD solution being low media cost, durability of your solution, application support, performance-driven, ease of use, highest compatibility, and high capacity, which right now DVD+R and +RW are at 4.7 gigabyte. So HP is staying firmly behind +RW because it's the format without trade-offs. It offers both ease of use in editing and the top level compatibility. And that's the reason we call it plus. It just adds up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Simonis. I'm from Philips Optical Storage, and I would like to give you a short presentation on the DVD recorder developments as are taking place right now, and especially from a customer perspective, not only from the end user, but also from the different industry partners who take part of it. As I'm part of Philips, our focus is very clearly to DVD+RW, which we believe is a leading format, so you will see that going through the presentation. If you have questions, I'll try to finish my presentation in approximately 20 minutes, and I'm open for any question out of the audience. So the agenda I would like to cover today is the following. First, I would like to look why the world is embracing a recordable market. From a market status, secondly, focusing into, there's a cry for help because of, being out multiple formats, and last but not least, looking into the customer benefits of the rewritable format. Secondly, I would like to use also the opportunity to take a mist away on the multiple formats as do exist right now versus single rewritable format. And then, of course, a summary. So focusing on the market developments, we clearly can see that DVD is a booming market, both in the DVD-ROM market and in the DVD video segment. We see billions of playback devices which clearly have come to very attractive price points, and people would like to use those similar platforms also for the recordable content as they create it personally. Secondly, we see that, say, there's a booming, say, element in there, say that the consumer would not like to use it only in the AV domain, but also in the PC domain, but also would like to make the bridge between the two formats, because the bridge is the most essential part. And this user model was proven by the audio development, where audio was initially created for the consumer, say, space in living room or in the mobile environment. But the most dominant creative solution came out of the PC environment, where people could create their own content or copy content, which would be used again on those standard playback devices. And therefore, the convergence model there was proven and was really accelerated because of its compatibility with legacy players there. Certainly, we see right now there's a buyer confusion, and the buyer is really confused because the industry did something odd, which is not there, say, really to promote a format. The buyer is confused, and this really creates an inefficiency due to the large variety of formats. And we need to break through this element, or we need to stick to it and keep crying, say, this is awful, this is awful. But we believe it's better to make choices. Go left or right, take plus or minus, RAM, or whatever is needed, but better make a choice. Because by making choices, you cut the crap and you make something easy for the end user. So, if we look to, say, this market again, say, we see clearly there's a high level of popularity for multimedia. And multimedia in the DVD domain means video. Video is highly data intensive, and therefore there needs to be the right solution. Video creation on the simple way in the video recorder market, but also by personal capturing and editing the formats if it's running video or stills. People really like to do that in a multimedia application, and that needs to grow. And therefore the growing demand on storage is really pushing the edge, and today 4.7 gigabytes is broadly available, and therefore that's the minimum requirement the user really would like to look for. And we believe even in the near future that will be pushed one bridge further. But having a market which is confused because of those different standards, we believe it's not, say, the right success there. But we have to look a little bit how those standards were created. Initially, the DVD RAM standard focused on random access. Random access in the PC space and not for the consumer space. That was, say, the focus of the organization. On the DVD -R, -RW, the focus was on re-recordable, initially for the authoring environment, and secondly in the consumer space to use the disk as a good recordable, compatible disk if you could only record once and erase and re-record again. We believe that was not the focus for DVD+RW and +R because we said you need to have one platform which fits both environments. Not the consumer space, not only the PC space, but both environments. And we believe we can deliver on that. If we then look into the consumer benefits, say, they clearly were fairly simple. Say, make a platform where simplicity is first, the priority. Ease of use should be always inside. Secondly, make it compatible with existing legacy players. And last but not least, don't kill the creativity, but add on top of that. And for the industry, we should have one format, one disk, one technical solution, which makes the productivity and the say, cost reduction very say, easy to cover. And those two main drivers, say both for end users and for industry, you have to take into account. If you look then from the different say, angles, we have the AV space and the PC space. And for we have different users, the end user, PC OEM, the drive makers, and last but not least the media companies. We would like to cover from their perspective what we have integrated into the format. If you go on general, say first of all, one disk for all applications. So don't make disks which are data oriented or consumer oriented. It doesn't work. It kills, say, the one which is the slowest, the prices stay too high, and you don't have the right efficiency. Second point is, build it really around an AV and PC space in such a way that you can interchange the disk. Put an application on the video recorder, go into the PC, change it, and go back again to the AV space, and that should be truly integrated. Last but not least, consumer benefits is support from Microsoft. They are there, they are dominant, and their support is really, say, a great help to accelerate the customer acceptance. We recently did a research together with HP, and it proved that if you have a format which is supported by Microsoft, approximately 70% of the end users is really feeling comfortable with the right choice. And the last element is the compatibility. Compatibility, there's a lot of stories going around, and it in principle means that if you have written a disk, is it playback, standard, legacy, DVD long drive, or DVD players. And to give you a listing here, how compatibility really can affect the success of a product, this is a third-party report done by IntelliKey Labs recently, and it shows how good the compatibility can be created if you focus on this. And this has been continuously the focus of the DVD+R Alliance, really to put compatibility as the prime element into the format. And other formats, they don't perform as good as they should do, and especially in the -RW, they created even a totally incompatible mode, which in principle is very flexible, but it doesn't support compatibility. So only in the standard equipment you can do whatever you like to do, but don't put it in any other drive. That's not a good solution. So it's a little bit of both worlds. If you now look to the end user benefits, as I mentioned, compatibility is key, but also recording time. Recording time in the AV space is really an essential element because people are used to having at least 3 hours on VHS, but more and more people would like to have long-time recorders, even if they're gone. Say, okay, 8 hours you can do out of one disc, so you don't need to change discs. You don't need to have to buy, say, a short disc or a long disc, or the same format, only the quality of the recording is slightly different. But it's still better than VHS. The user interface. People are used to DVD video. As I said before, there are millions of products out there, and the user interface should be identical. So if you burn a disc or a DVD video recorder, it should look like a DVD video disc. With the same thumbnail pictures, with the same chapterizing, and that ease of use needs to be integrated into the format. Third point is that quality. The quality is for DVD is really an essential element. It's one of the success factors. The audio and video quality created home cinema, you have to build onto that. The DVD recording needs to have flexible recording capabilities by means of variable bitrate. Because the variable bitrate is really the way you can create the best quality, say, over the whole disc, and discriminating, say, movement scenes by low bit rates, but having a high bit rate available for the dynamic elements. If you then look to, if people have burned a disk, they like to change it. They like to add certain elements, and they like to override or edit elements. They need to do that on the disk. So not on, say, going to a different platform. Do it on the disk. Don't interfere with hard disk, make it simple. So by a simple user interface, you click on it, and you start rewriting certain parts, or even making changes on the content. Instant use, no formatting. Now we've seen in the CR world that formatting is a nightmare. People are not used to that, they don't know what it is, and especially if you look from the tape model, convert it into the disk model, people are not knowing what it really means. Therefore you have to build a format with automatic. The format is done in the background. You start recording, formatting is there. You need to do it, make it say as a hidden secret into the product. And the next point is if you eject the disk, you don't like to wait. You're used to pressing on the button, eject, and the tape comes out, or the standard CD disc comes out. This DVD, you have to have the same use model. And therefore the disk writing procedure should be in such a way that you automatically put all the pointers at the right element and finish the disk in a split second. Last but not least, the one disk concept. Don't have, say, discriminating disks which are video-oriented and data-oriented, because the user doesn't like to have that. One more, please. If you then go into the data domain, you see the compatibility is a similar element. No new story. But Mount Vernier capability, which means drag and drop of data onto the disk, is an essential part. It's not only video people like to put on the disk, but you really like on a rewritable disk, used as a floppy, and by the support of Microsoft, you can do that on the DVD+R disk. But it only can be done if you have the right defect management, because defect management and drag and drop go hand in hand. you don't like to know how the data is put onto the disk, but it needs to be there in the right way. And therefore data of defect management need to be part and parcel of the drive mechanism. It's not to be part and parcel of the operating system. So therefore it's an essential element of all the building blocks inside. Editing onto disk. Don't rewrite first to the hard disk, but do all the editing on the disk, and no, say, hassling and a waste of time is needed. Add the lead on override, that's simple. Instant use, I mentioned already for the video recorder, and in the PC domain, we like to have fast video. No formalization. That's valid for a rewritable disk. It's only, say, less than 30 seconds for a write-on disk, so it's still very short, and the focus has been continued to cut down that number. Multi-session writing is an element which was successful already in the CDR environment, completely copied, and again, the one disk. If we then look into the environment of the PCOEM, the second group of users, for them, one disk which fits all applications and all customer needs is for them a focus. They don't like to have different solutions for different markets. Secondly, high compatibility. Compatibility, if it's low, it creates help desk calls, it's confusing their users, because they will ask questions to the help desk which they can't resolve. Third, low-cost media. Media is an essential element to grow the business. We've seen when CDR came to the market and the disks started being, say, priced below $1, it really accelerated the market, and people started burning approximately 50 disks a year on their recorder, which is a tremendous amount of money, and the units, but due to the fact of the low cost of the media, it was not seen as a burden. It was seen as one of the accelerators. Therefore, you have to find solutions that the lowest cost media both for R and RW. Last but not least, if you do it, you can prove that you have a good track record. It shows to the community that you really have done it the right way. You have integrated all the good things of the previous systems to prevent the potholes which were in the previous generations. We believe that by having the companies who created CDR and CDRW, which were HP, Sony, and Philips, as part and parcel of this organization, you really can accelerate very fast. And last but not least, you need to have a roadmap. Road mapping, say on speed, is an essential element. It doesn't stop if you have a 2X or a 4X drive, because the customer is expecting that the waiting time, the recording time, and waiting time are essential, are continuously being reduced. In the format of DVD+RW, we go to 16-speed recording for DVD+R, and say as soon as Smart Linear is fully enabled by the next generation of operating system by Microsoft, the long run, the acceleration in the rewritable space will happen. Therefore, the two roadmaps are an integral part of the whole concept. And you need to have that to prove really that you are. And again, the support of the operating system is an essential element, and they will integrate over time more and more functionality. If you then look from a drive maker point of view, roadmap for them gives them, say, the potential and profitability. Continuously to have a differentiator in their product, can uplift their price points and make themselves, say, growing in the right direction, but keeping their profitability. Secondly, the support from leading PC companies. Right now we see that the +R+RW format is supported by the two leading companies in the PC environment. Both HP and Dell have spoken that they would like to have DVD+RW+R as an exclusive system in their products. And even with the integration of Compact, that's being continuous. And we see more and more companies now joining into that. The DVD+RW Alliance support is an essential element for the drive makers, because compatibility and the convergence elements need to be tested, and tested in advance of the release of the product. And therefore you need to build a complete organization which really can give those enablers to the different drive makers to be very successful. And again, one disk fits all needs. You don't need to have the hassle. The last element is clearly related to speed. If you make it simple, if you clearly decide in advance, you have the roadmaps created for the IC vendors to create or use the drives, and therefore they can easily jump from one generation to the other. and don't need to redo all the work. And last but not least, the customers, PC OEMs, are asking for it. They are very clear right now in their RFQs what type of drive they would like to have. And we better go for that, because they will grow the business. And to give you an example how the landscape really is right now, we have Dell and HP who have exclusively decided to do. I put on purpose here compact because previously compact was in the other camp of the -RW. We see Sony right now making a turn, doing both concepts in one drive. NEC in the US, NEC in the Far East was still using -RW, but in Europe the NEC packet valves already switched to +RW. Apple is still only with R for good reasons, because it's integrated into their operating system. They can't make it fast turnaround to any other format. And Fujitsu and the Fujitsu Simonis group decided to go for DVD+RW. So you see the demand generators for drives, for drive making, clearly have made up their mind how they look to their future and how they can grow their business based on DVD+RW. If you then look from a media company perspective, one disk which fits all is an essential element, because if they have to continuously relabel products, they get more SKUs in their pipeline. And the more SKUs there are, the more they have obsolescence and situation. Secondly, you need to have the lowest cost. And the lowest cost is always determined by, say, cost of goods and the yield you have in there. In the DVD+R+RW, we have to put a continuously focused, keep the cost out of the system. You can't perhaps do it without the cost of goods, but you can take it out of the process. You have to run the disk and the way you create it. And therefore, we did not put, say, pre-bit information onto the disk, because pre-bit information is known as being very sensitive to yield. And it's really $cents more expensive if you integrate it, let's say, in your process. And $cents on the disk is determining your profit on the long run or loss. And last but not least, they need differentiators again. The roadmap for them is essential. Stepping up to a higher speed is creating additional margin and is strengthening their brands. And if we look to the DVD+RW, the alliance, which was created by 8 companies, as you see listed here, they initially started this activity, got support from Microsoft, and as per today, there are over 70 companies who joined into this format and are building products in drives, ICs, media, or CD devices to support the standard. And here I would like to stop, say, if you look to the single format aspect, that there is clearly in the market right now an additional level of confusion. Does it help really to make a multi-product which eats all, which does it all? We have a view which I would like to explain by means of this simple slide. If you look from a customer point of view and from an OEM point of view, you say, you can eat all, it's simple, it's good, it makes life easy. But if you then say make one step further, then the customer, as soon as he has purchased that product, has to understand all the different applications. None of them is identical. The way you burn it, the way you can add it to the disk, the way you can override to the disk, is continuously different. So you have to know what you can do with the type of disk and how you depend on that application. That creates a lot of confusion. Secondly, if you look from an OEM perspective, the qualification of the drive, which is the most costly affair for the PC OEM, in selecting product, they have to test all the different formats, and they have to know it's foolproof. So for them it's more costly. Secondly, as soon as the product goes to market and the customer has questions about the different application, help desk calls will generate a lot of additional cost for you, including result in product returns. And we know per today that's really happening with the multi-drives which are out there. And therefore the reality is, at the end, you better can choose for one solution to does it all. And say I would put, say the focus, which does it all. Secondly, it makes your qualification more simplified, and therefore you have satisfied customers. And we believe that if you look into the situation, the reality about multi-concepts is customer confusion. It's less efficient in the channel because the channel needs to do a lot of explanation as soon as the customer comes back. The drive costs are higher, not only from cost of goods, but also from the license which need to be paid for the different formats. And that really adds up to a high number. If you introduce products with the different formats, you have longer time in releasing that product because they have to be all, let's say, par with the industry standard. And the messaging is complicated because in principle you radiate to the customer, I could not make a choice, you better do it. What type of message is that? And therefore we believe, say that a lot of companies we see now, right now, an example is there, Sony, who was initially there, was minus R minus RW drive, and the dual right to that, they recognize that DVD+RW is the right format, and they added to it. But we see it only as a detour. It's something which happens over time and it gives them an excuse to make a move to later on to a single write agreement. And they know that the multi-formats has a lot of disadvantages. It confuses the market and it increases cost and makes you more inefficient. Therefore, DVD+RW is the format which can deliver it all. It has everything in it integrated, the ease of use and the simplicity. It's the best in class in the consumer space and in the PC environment. And to give you a number on the consumer space, in Europe, DVD+RW has over 80% market share. In the US, DVD+RW in the consumer space was introduced in March, and by June had 50% of the market. And in the Far East, it's around 40%. And in the PC space, it's according to IDC, it surpassed, say, the other formats. And today, DVD+RW is 40% supply share in this industry is leading. And we believe the efficiency for the industry there, having one format which can do it all in fast releasing new products to the market. Mass consumers really are looking for that typical application which can be used both in the PC environment and in the data environment, and they really are looking forward to that simple solution. And DVD+RW is really supporting the convergence, as I showed by the Intelligent Labs. The convergence and the used in both DVD-ROM drives and DVD. Therefore, we believe it's a simple statement. DVD+RW, it all adds up. The plus is really what makes it successful. Here I would like to stop my presentation.